Okay.
All right. Hey there, everybody. We're glad that you are joining us for a meditation time. I'm not in my normal environment at my downtown office because I am in quarantine. One of our kids in our household tested positive for COVID. And so our whole family is locked down in the house, which is why I am here inside of my closet leading this meditation time. So thank you for joining us today. But that actually is what I wanted to focus on today is how do we mindfully work through difficult times? And not only is COVID happening, not only are we in just a really weird and divisive election season, but it's also just with the temperatures dropping, there's just a lot of kind of gloomy feelings outside, and a lot of that stuff can start to pile up, especially if we're predisposed to negative thoughts, negative feelings, and especially if we're predisposed to things like mental unwellness, to depression or anxiety. Those kinds of things can really bug us. And in fact, sitting here around me at my desk, I've got a little candle. I love the smell of this candle, so I've had it going this morning. After we're done here, I plan to go do a little yoga, so I've got my yoga block. And this bright light you see shining on me is actually my wife's LED light that we have for rainy days like this, when we need, as she says, when we need to get it solar powered. And we can't because the sun's hiding behind the clouds. So I've got some things, and I tend to be a pretty joyful, kind of positively disposed person. But even on days like this, I definitely need a little bit of help. And one of the best ways, though, that as you may well be aware, since you're here for this meditation time, one of the best ways to continue maintaining that baseline level of peace, of satisfaction, of contentment with life is through consistent mindfulness practice. And so through meditation, we are able to strengthen that and to really tap into that sense of resilience, especially when times are difficult. Because we can all be happy and joyful when times are easy, but this is when mindfulness really is a great tool to have when times seem a little bit difficult and frustrating. So that's what I would like to focus on today, is on just reaching and maintaining a positive mindset. Despite what might be happening around us. That doesn't mean avoiding or ignoring what's happening around us, certainly naming it and accepting it, but doing so in a way that builds resilience and keeps positive thoughts, especially about ourselves. So if you will, take a comfortable seat. I'm sitting in a chair, and if you're in a chair like I am, have your feet flat on the floor, your back upright, not rigid, but attentive, your hands folded comfortably in your lap. Let your belly be soft. And let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Relax your jaw. Sometimes I find it helpful to lean forward just slightly and to lower your chin just a bit. And I'm going to use an app that I often use for meditation as our bell today. So in this mindful posture, let's begin. You can close your eyes or leave them open. Let's spend a few moments gathering ourselves. Your mind is probably going a number of different directions. You might even have things that are pulling your attention one direction or another. So let's just spend a few moments being still. Don't try to escape the distractions around you. I'm in a house right now full of children. I can hear their voices, and I'm just bringing that into my present experience without trying to escape it or without trying to block it out. So wherever you are, whatever you're hearing, whatever is distracting you, don't try to do anything fancy with it. Just let it be part of your present reality. And in this mindful posture, let's bring our attention to our breath. Just begin to notice the air as you inhale and notice the air as you exhale. And for just a moment, let your inhale and your exhale be the same length. On your next inhale, say in your mind, I know I am breathing in. And then on the exhale, say in your mind, I know I am breathing out. I know I am breathing in. I know I am breathing out. And continue to do this a few times. And let that serve as an exercise to bring your mind and your breath into sync with one another in the present moment. I know I am breathing in. I know I am breathing out. Now, with this attentive posture, let's now bring our attention to our body. Notice how your body feels as one collective whole. And then start to bring your attention to the individual parts. Bring your attention to the top of your head. Just notice if you feel anything, any sensations. And move your attention down to your forehead. Let your forehead be soft. I tend to wrinkle up my forehead a bit when I'm in a time of meditation and have to intentionally soften my eyes, soften my eyebrows, soften my forehead. And let your eyes be closed gently, not closed tight or squeezed shut. Put your attention for a moment on your cheekbones. We don't often take the time to mindfully be aware of certain parts of our face. Just notice how they feel. And move your attention down to the very tip of your chin. Just let your awareness be there for a moment. And as you continue to breathe, move your attention down to your neck and your shoulders. If you feel yourself pulling your shoulders up, let them go, let them fall away into a relaxed posture, and let go of the tension or stress that you feel. Move your attention down to your chest, to your heart center. Sometimes we also harbor some stress or some tension there. And if so, just breathe deeply into it and then let it release. Notice how your back feels, if it's arched or upright, if you're straining, if there's pain or discomfort. Whatever you feel down along your upper back, down into your lower back. Just be aware of it. Put your attention on your belly, on your navel area, into your hips, your sit bones. Notice how it feels to make contact with the chair or the seat where you're sitting. In the back of your legs, your hamstrings. They're tight, give them a little squeeze and then release. In the tops of your legs, your quad muscles. Give those a little squeeze and then release. And become aware of your knees, your joints, the front of your shin bones. Put your awareness on first on the left side and then on the right side. And give both calf muscles a squeeze and then release. Notice your ankle joints. I don't have to move mine far for one of them to pop or crack. Just notice them. Notice the tops of your feet. Put your attention on the bottom of your feet where your feet make contact with the floor and just feel grounded, physically, literally connected to the floor beneath you. Not just in physical space, but also in time. Fully present. And continue to breathe as your awareness is synced with your body, your breath, and your mind. And if you notice your mind wandering into the past, or if you notice your mind jumping ahead into the future, if you notice your mind going into some alternate reality, just notice it for a moment. Take a look around. And then use your breath as an anchor to return your mind back into the present, back into the same room as your body and in the same time as your body. And with this deep sense of connection to the present moment, allow a smile to curl up on the sides of your mouth. Regardless of what's happening, regardless of what took place just before you began this meditation, regardless of what's waiting for you when you're done, be happy, be joyful, be content right now in this moment, exactly as it is, with the sounds, with the sights, with the smells, with the feelings. And now turn your attention to yourself. Notice when you think of yourself if there are any negative feelings that you associate. Feelings of shame, feelings of worthlessness, feelings of anxiety, depression, or regret. And again, don't try to do anything fancy with those feelings, but just acknowledge them as they arise. And then with your breath, imagine that you're inhaling and then breathing them out. Breathing in goodness and breathing out shame. Feel yourself letting go of the negative critique that you give of yourself, the I'm not good enoughness that you carry around. Feel yourself letting go of any sense of imposter syndrome that I don't belong where I currently am. And if people ever find out, just start to let that go. Let go of any negative feelings you have about your physical body, your physical characteristics. Let those leave your mind along with your breath as it leaves the body. And feel the weight of negativity leaving with every out breath. Feel the weight of regret about the past leave with every out breath. And feel the anxiety about the future leave with every out breath. And as we continue to release and to let go of these negative thoughts about ourselves or negative thoughts about our past, anxiety about our future, let's turn to the positive. Focus for a moment on one or two things that you're really good at. No matter how much value other people place on them, no matter how much value you think culture places on it, just name what you as a person are really good at and let your mind rest on that for a moment. And as you focus on this, notice the good feelings coming from your mind down into your body. Sometimes the literal feelings of serotonin coming into your system, maybe washing over you a bit as you think positively about yourself. And if that critic jumps into your mind as you're thinking some positive thought and says, yeah, but what about that? Just let that go. Breathe the critic out. And for now, just be satisfied and happy with the very best parts of yourself. Remain focused for just another moment on what you're really good at. Now bring to mind for just a moment the things that other people love about you. What are the compliments, the good vibes that you get from other people? Even if it takes you a minute to think of it, recall what people have told you in the past that they value about you, what they see in you. And regardless of whether you think it's true or not, let that fill up your mind for a moment and let those good vibes, those good thoughts flow down from your mind and into your body. Knowing that people find value in you and see goodness in you. And if that critic shows up and says, yeah, but they're wrong, you can just breathe the critic out with your next out breath. Now put your mind for a moment on who it is that you are becoming. Because none of us has arrived. None of us is the final version of ourselves. We're all becoming someone or something new. And so, who is it that you desire to become? and how much of yourself is already there. Focus for just a moment on this thought, this image, this picture of who you desire to be. Not another person, but just the version of yourself when you're at your best. Bring the best version of yourself to the front of your mind. Hold it for a moment. Feel the goodness. Feel the value and the worth that's already inside of you. Continue to breathe in and breathe out, and with each in-breath, breathe in goodness. And with each out-breath, breathe out the negative critic. Hold on to the good and let go of the negative. And if your mind has wandered a bit, or if you're no longer present in the room where you're sitting, bring your mind into the present, that this is not an alternate reality that doesn't exist, but this goodness, this truth about who you are is real in the present moment, in the room where you're sitting. This is who you are now, today. You have value. You have great worth. There's goodness filling you up from head to toe. You are a person of love, of compassion. You are a person of character who wants to do good. And sit with that for just a few more moments in real time and in real space. And take one last deep inhale. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining us as we move forward through this continuing crazy, stressful time. I hope that you take this with you, these thoughts of goodness, these thoughts of love and value for yourself, because sometimes it's easy to forget, and it's easy to move through life believing that there's not anything good within us, but there absolutely is. And I hope that this is a good reminder of that for you. So everybody have a great day.